So we'll come
Somebody
to
saying
that
that
dependency part. We'll come to
dependency may
that.
be an issue.
Yeah, we will.
Somebody commented on that.
So,
But that's also
Sarika, I
true.
see you. Can you just, probably properly frame that question so that a lot of more people can understand, and we will exactly take that example and give you the answer. So once you put it in chat, we'll come to that. All right. Now what we'll do next, we will try the same thing with an image, right? So far what we did was we kept on writing chat messages and we got text output. So text is one format which AI generates. Image is another format that AI generates. Video is another format that AI generates. Now let's try the exact same thing with an image. All right. So what we'll do, I'll put this prompt in chat. Okay. What you can do is put this in any tool. If you are on ChatGPT, put this on ChatGPT. If you are on Google Gemini, put this on Google Gemini. You can go on Google, click on the AI mode, put this prompt. All right. And if you guys can tell me what is the kind of output that you see, right? If you can write a very small liner, one liner about what is the kind of image that you see. Create an image showing a team working in an office to improve productivity. So when I put this in my chat GPT, this is what I got, right? So if you guys can tell me if you got something similar, if you got something similar, put in a yes. If you got something very different, you can put in a no. So I have written a very simple one-liner prompt, create an image showing a team working in an office to improve their productivity. All right. And this is the output that I have received. So once your image is generated, I see people putting in images in chat. That's very nice. So everybody is saying similar. I am not able to generate images in chat right now. Make sure you're logged into ChatGPT. Yeah. So you will have to log in. Probably what you can do, you can go in incognito mode, Satish, log in on ChatGPT and you can try this. It looks like image generation is not available. You can try it on other tool like Google Gemini or something. I see similar, I see similar, I see same image, very nice. I see regular usage of AI may lead to dependency of regular usage of dependent. Yeah, I'll come to this. Sarika, I'll answer this. Regular usage of AI may lead to dependency for simple tasks, which otherwise we were very habitual. Restricting our brain to image, we'll pick this up very nicely and we'll take up some examples also. All right. Similar direction, only change team members. Very nice. Okay. I see a lot of people putting images in chat. That is so good to see. And uh, if you, I see Gemini, I see create an image showing team worker. Now, what I will do is I will use the same prompting structure that we used some time back. All right. And we will see that if the image is bit different or better. If you see, one of the chat messages shows that there is a cartoon image also. Can you all see that there is a cartoon image also? Luckily, in my next prompt, I have catered to something like this. Can you all see, there is a cartoon image in the chat? Give me a yes in chat if you see that cartoon image. I'll talk about this because this is something whenever we use image generation, this is something, which is very important. So I see a lot of thumbs up on cartoon image also. Very nice. Again, I see a image which is not exactly humans, but cartoons. Very nice. Very nice. Again, a cartoon type of an image, again, a cartoon type of image. Now what we do, I'll come to my next prompt. Okay. Now in this prompt, what we have done is we have tried to add a few things from our previous learning. So if you can paste this now in your same tool and try to generate an image. Now what we have done is we have said that we want a diverse team, but also said that we want it from India. Okay. We have also said that, show 4 to 5 professionals only, and discussing around a table. It should also have laptops and charts visible. One person should be presenting, clean professional environment, natural lighting also, not a cartoon image, but a realistic image. Make the image such that it is suitable to be used in a business presentation. Can you guys see my screen? This prompt, I have pasted this prompt in chat. You can pick this prompt and then try to paste it in your same tool. And let's see if you get Indian faces now. Let's see if you get laptops and charts in your image now. I see laptops. I see chart on the table, but the image is small. Are there Indian people? No, I can't see Indian people yet. I see Indian people now. I see chart. I see laptops. I see Indian people, charts and laptops. I appreciate the detailed prompt, but I'm unable to generate images. So all you can do is just change your LLM, move from ChatGPT to Gemini or Cursor, and you will get the image. Yes, Indian people, you see charts also, you see laptops also, you see 3, 4 to 5 professionals in pretty much all the images. So even AI has, adhered to that particular aspect and not increased number of people. They are around the table also in pretty much all the images. All right. You see chart again. Have you seen cartoon yet? Has anybody come across a cartoon yet? Interesting. Again, we see a good light. So there is a darker image, but the lighting inside is good because our prompt mentioned that it needs some lighting also. I see a lot of images. Pretty much all of them are Indian. Charts are available in all of them. No cartoons. All of them have laptops. So I see a cartoon. Is this from the first one or the second one? Ashish, can you please let us know if this was from the first prompt or the second prompt? So, Akansha, can you try Google Gemini? In Google, you can simply go in AI mode and see if you can generate from Google Gemini. Because there is a possibility in Perplexity, the image mode would be off, that you can go and, simply turn it on in the setting. I see Abhishek, again, Indian images. That's very nice. So I'll just also put up my image on the screen so that I doubt we asked team from India, not Indian people. What do you say, sir? So see, this is again an iteration which you can use. I have doubt we asked. So what we suggested is diverse team from India, right? So it is about interpretation of the AI, whether they want, in whether they believe that this team can function outside the country, but the people who faces which you see would still be Indian faces, because that's a general interpretation of everybody and AI interprets it in the same way. I can see all faces are same, just close body. So I'll tell you the reason for that also, Mandar. Because when AI basically tries to generate an image, right? They have a lot of repository in their systems and they try to basically, use data from that repository. That is why slight, similarities in all the images would be possible. All right. So now do all of you believe that the second prompt gave us pretty much exactly what we wanted? 4 to 5 people, laptops, charts, one of them presenting, decent lighting, professional environment. Do you believe we got what we wanted? And in the previous example, did we get that? When we were saying that, we just wanted, in the previous example, we had just written, create an image showing a team working in office, right? So you simply see even in image creation, there is a stark difference when your prompt is a bit clearer. It has clear mention of everything that you expect in an image. All right. Now, so far, all of you are with me when we spoke about this optimum structure. I'll go back to that slide so that everybody understands. All of you are with me because we are going to add one more parameter to this entire structure. Is everybody with me? Intent, context, structure and format, role and iterate. Are we all together so far? Very nice. I see a lot of yeses, a lot of thumbs up. Now what we'll do in the exact same thing, we will just add one more variation and improve this same structure by adding just one more parameter. All right, everybody is ready? Give me a yes if you all are ready to add one more parameter to make it even more optimum, more better. Very nice. I'll come to that. Let's optimize further now. Now what we'll do, all you guys will create a new window. Whatever you have done, create a new chat in ChatGPT, in Google Gemini, wherever you are working, Claude, create a new window. This time, we will write a LinkedIn post. All right. We will write a LinkedIn post about AI in the workplace. And this time I have not done the same thing. I want to see the output on chat. So I'll just put this here. You can copy this in a new window. Please make sure that you're doing this in a new window so that your previous leave messages are kept aside, images are kept aside, and we are taking a fresh approach. My new task is to write a LinkedIn post about AI in the workplace. All right, so create a new chat, new window, and let's put this and let's see what are the outputs that you get. And if you can put it in chat, the output that you receive. At the end of this exercise, I will give you one line. That single line, if you ever put in your chat, it will improve your output by at least 30 to 40%. That single line. And you can use that same line in any chat you want. At the end of this exercise, we have that one line. All right. I'll give you that line and you will see that your output improves by at least 30 to 40%. Right. We see a lot of people have put in LinkedIn messages. Okay, great. I see some bulleted points. I see some of them giving a paragraph on top, then set of bullets, and then hashtags at the bottom. Very nice. Very nice. I see a lot of people messaging. How many of you think that this is good enough to directly be pasted on your LinkedIn? If you feel this is good enough, just put in a yes. If you feel no, I think we should add some changes and make some changes and then put in a no. Do you guys think that we can put this on our LinkedIn? So somebody said yes, somebody says no. I get a lot of no's. If you are putting this, please don't tag me. But if you are putting the message at the end, do tag me. I see some of them are getting images of how AI is changing. That's good. So in one of the outputs, I see that there is an image thumbnail also, which is very nice. Very nice. All right. So we'll move to the next part. Now what we do, we have added the role, we have added the context, we have added a structure, we have added the output format, and we have also added that, this is what we expect, 150 words. So we have pretty much added everything. All right. And at the end, we have mentioned one more thing which says end with a question to encourage engagement. All right. So what I'll do, I'll paste this prompt. Now I want you guys to paste this in the same chat and tell me the output you get. So now if you can paste this in your same chat, it can be on ChatGPT, Gemini, anywhere. Paste this. Now this has a role. It says start, act as a working professional, sharing a personal insight. It says that I want a LinkedIn post. It has intent, it has context, it has a structure, it has format, and we will iterate it in a very different way. This time we will iterate this same output in such a different way that you will also learn a completely different dimension of AI. All right. Can you just put this and put it on chat? What is the output that you get? Put this in the, yeah, I see a lot of outputs now. So I see okay, how curious, how are you using it? If you all look at this, at the end, you will see there is a question which is about engagement. Excellent, good to go is what I get from one of the participants. If you all see one thing, there is a question at the end which is pushing the users to reply or comment on our post. Excellent, good to go. How many of you feel that this is good to go? Type in a yes if you feel this is good to go, and no if you believe certain refinement is needed. I see some yeses, I see a no. Okay, I see some yeses again. I see some thumbs up in reaction. I see some posts now. I didn't realize how much work there has changed. No, yes, very nice. Everybody has pretty much put in a question. Everybody's AI output has a question at the end, which is pushing the users to engage. All right, now we will come to the iteration part, which will be completely different from what we did earlier. Are you guys ready for it? Put in a yes. I'll move to the second type of iterations. Are you guys ready for new type of iteration now? Put in a yes in chat and we'll move to the next slide where we'll talk about iteration in a completely different way. Very nice. Now what I'll do is I'll move to the iteration. The first iteration that we are doing now, it says, how would a CEO react when he or she reads this? Will he or she be inclined to like this content? I'll put this now in your chat. Now, can you just paste this in your AI tool and see what is the output? This is very different from make it polite, make it concise, make it politically correct, make it professional. This is now asking AI to think, if any CEO comes across this post, will that person be inclined to like it? This is basically reviewing your content from a lens of somebody else. So it says a CEO likely will have a positive but slightly critical lens. Okay. Yes, a CEO would respect it, but adding sharp business angle. A CEO would likely appreciate multiple across the team. Would you like me to tweak the above post? Okay. So then it says a CEO would likely view this post positively. Put it, everybody, please put in whatever you're getting. It is okay to get, different answers. More important thing is to understand, our iteration can be done in a completely different way also. A CEO reaction would likely be a mix of cautious optimism and strategic curiosity. I see a CEO would likely react positively, but with a slightly different approach. CEO's reaction would be relief with scrutiny. CEO would likely respond positively. All right, all right. How many of you think, a CEO would like this message? If you think, put in CEO in chat. If you think CEO will not like this or not, press like when he comes across this content or she comes across this content, put in no. If you think, somebody who is a CXO, forget CEO, it's a CXO. If they come across this content, they would, like it or probably comment on it. Put in CXO in chat if you believe that. And if you anybody of you believes that they would not like it, I don't think this is good enough, then what you can do is you can put in no. Nice, I see a yes there. I see a few thumbs up in reactions. Can you put it in chat, please? If you believe any CXO will like it, you can write CXO, CXO, CEO. Very nice. Okay. So can you please say, if is there anybody who feels no, CEO will not like it? Structure, tone, data. I see a table as an output. Very nice. How many of you believe? Can you give me a yes? If you believe CXOs will not like this content, put in a no. If you believe yes, you can put in a yes. All right. I'll move to the second iteration after this. Great. Now let's go to the second iteration. All right. The second iteration is, how will a senior manager find this content? Will that person be inclined to like this content? I'll paste this in chat for you so that you are able to, put this in your chat. And then comes the magic line, which will improve your output to at least at least by 30 or 40%. How will a senior manager find this content? Will that person be inclined to like this content? Put this in the same chat and see, if you get a different output, or if you feel that the answer is yes, even senior manager would like it. Have you guys received any output? When you put this as an iteration, how will a senior manager find this content? Will that person be inclined to like this?
Keep putting your answers in chat, guys. And if there is any question that you think, or if there's a disconnect between what prompts are we teaching or any other fresh ideas that you would have, experimented. Like one, I wanted to maybe on that JD part, what I do is always with my prompt, I always attach a sample image that okay, create something like that. So that's something that you can improvise your prompt as well.
I'll come to that. There is a message at the bottom which talks about that. Definitely,
okay.
you guys can keep putting it in Q&A. We will address all the questions.
Perfect. Yes,
And there is the next slide, which is after this, will probably, you can use in any chat you want, and that will increase your output by at least 40%.
Awesome.
So I see a lot of people saying 50-50. I see a lot of people saying workflow and the team manager they would love this post. We see a lot of messages. And what do you guys believe? Do you think senior managers would like it? Or do you think they would not? Senior manager is okay, CEO is not. If you feel nobody will like it, neither senior manager nor CEO, put in a no. Else you can write CEO or SM. We will understand, who will like it according to you. It is good that everybody is, putting in their outputs. So this is really good to see that you guys are learning it firsthand and doing it practically. Senior manager, yes. CEO, no. So pretty much everybody says this. Senior manager, yes, and CEO, no. And again, I see this time senior manager, yes, and CEO also, yes. Interesting. Should we move on to the next part? Put in a yes if you're excited about the next prompt, which will, help you probably, improve your output in any chat that you do with any tool. Forget Gemini, forget ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, any tool that you use. This single prompt in any chat that you do will increase your output by at least 40%. And you will see it firsthand. Now, when you put that prompt in this same engine, you will see the output completely changing. Should we go ahead? Let's do this now. This is your prompt. Now what you have to do is, you have to copy this prompt and put it in the same chat. This simply says, do not sugarcoat any answers. Be a brutally honest and a ruthless mentor. Put this in your chat, the chat which you are doing right now, where you are typing in the link. We are creating a LinkedIn post. Put this single line in your chat and see the output or the response that you get. Do not sugarcoat any answers. Be a brutally honest and a ruthless mentor. Put this in your chat and let me know the answers that you get as an output of this. Let's read a few. Let's cut the flattery. Post is decent, but not exactly going to blow anyone's mind. Pretty generic take on AI. Got it. I'll be direct and critical. I won't tear you down for the sake of it, but I will call out the weak thinking, bad assumptions, laziness, excuses. A senior manager might like it, but because it is exceptional or because it is familiar, you have seen 10 plus posts like this in the past month. Good, but not distinctive. Zero original insight, safe opinion, no edge. Likely, like it passively. I'll do my best to drop the AI assistant persona, the cold hard truth, your instructions here, senior managers, ruthless reality, risk mitigation capacity, lazy filter, the quality is dropping. Senior manager will actually react, they will scroll past it if it feels like a soft personal reflection. All right, here is the blunt truth. Most will scroll past this because they have seen 10 versions of this in the past few days. A senior manager will mostly scroll past this because it is bad. Do you see how brutal AI can get? Have you guys read the entire output that you have received?
I like the last one, which says that if you're worried about CEO liking your post, you're already playing it small.
So
Oh, nice.
do you understand the power in that single sentence? Do you see how AI completely flipped and changed its verdict from, saying it was a good post, CEO would like it, manager would like it, to completely changing and saying, oh, this is so bad that nobody will like it. They will simply scroll past. Do you believe that this line is powerful? If yes, can you just give me a thumbs up in chat or say, yes, it is powerful? And this you can apply in any chat. Believe me, any chat that you're doing, anything that you're working with on with respect to AI, this single line will give you such a different perspective that you will automatically start thinking in a different direction or at least add a few dimensions to your output. Yes, CEO would have seen 50 times this week. He will scroll. Oh my God, I see some oh my gods. I see yes. If you believe this is a powerful line, just type in powerful in chat. That will help us understand, how this helps you. Put in powerful in chat if you believe this line will help you. Very powerful. So I'll tell you actually what happens. Actually, what happens is whenever you chat with AI, all right, AI basically understands what is the kind of output that you are looking for. When I say understand, it means it basically predicts what is the kind of output that you are looking for. And it tries to give you that output. What happens is as a result, we start to think that whatever I am thinking is being put there and that is correct. The moment you write a prompt like this, you bring AI out from that pleasing you mode to being real, to being a real, honest mentor to you. All right. So what happens is, it is very important that every now and then you give this to AI and bring it back from the mode where it is trying to please you to what it is actually supposed to do. AI is actually supposed to assist you in such a way that it helps you create a powerful output or a right output. But it keeps going in the mode where it is trying to please you all the time. All right. So something like this or a variation of this prompt, okay, brings it back to the mode where you and AI both are aligned that the output that we want is for the betterment and not for pleasing me. Do you understand this? It's like there is an employee, all right, who has understood that this is a type of response that you always like. But if that response will not be the output that organization wants, the employee will keep telling you that this is a right response. But you have to find somebody else and tell them, I want an honest opinion. This is what you're doing with AI right now. This is probably one of the most, I would say, important prompt that we use whenever we have a chat window which has been iterated at least 8 to 9 times, because after iteration of 8 to 9 times, AI tends to give you answers which you want to listen to or speak or hear or see. All right. Instead, doing this puts AI in a mode where it is trying to now critique you and take you to a point or at least give you a different viewpoint, a different perspective, that this is also something that we should look at. Does this make sense? If this makes sense, give me a yes in chat so that we understand. We have all reached a point that we understand how to bring AI back to the point where it gives us an output, what the organization or the betterment needs, instead of what I feel good about. Good. I see a lot of yeses in chat. That is really good to see. Interesting. Have you, so what we'll do now is, can you guys tell me, have you tried something like this before in your experiments with AI? If you have tried, put in a thumbs up, or you can put in tried as a word. I have tried. If no, you can put in no. Have you tried something like this? If yes, put in tried. TRIED. Not really. No, no. Big yes. I see a big yes. That's good. I see tried. That's really nice. Big yes. Good. So it's very nice to see people are already using something like this. All right. Because AI has a lot of history about you. Very nice. So AI has a lot of history about you. And if you actually go in ChatGPT or whichever tool you are using, and you tell that tool that tell me everything that you know about me, it will give you such a long answer, because it has actually recorded every prompt that you have given. It has actually recorded every time you have agreed to an answer, every time you have said no to an answer, etc., etc. All right. So it is very important to understand. In the future sessions, I will also show you how do you put something in Chat GPT that it will always be your ruthless mentor and never try to please you. So there are settings available in Chat GPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, where if you go and put a paragraph in those settings, it will always use that as a baseline and try to give you answers basis that, instead of always trying to please you. All right. Now a last prompt. What we will say is, we will ask the same AI to rewrite this version into something that will actually make senior managers stop scrolling. So what we have done is, we have asked it to review as a CEO, or somebody like a CEO, will they like it? Somebody like a manager, will they like it? Give us a brutal, honest opinion. And now we are asking it to rewrite it into a version that will make people stop scrolling. All right. So this was my last iteration of this particular exercise. If you can put this and tell me and let me know if you like that output. I see the first output. Most of the teams don't have productivity problem. They have, I see a lot of thumbs up suggesting that people have liked this output. So it's really nice. I see another output. Most AI initiatives don't fail at strategy level. They fail at team level. Interesting. Very nice. Now, what we saw here, we actually pushed AI to review our output or review the expectation that we have from different perspectives. All right. So what we did is, we made AI think like a CEO, and whether if that CEO comes across my post, will that stop his scrolling and will he or she like it? And we understood about a very important line, or a line of thought, I would say, where we every time and again are asking AI not to sugarcoat and ensure that whatever output that we get are from a honest and a ruthless mentor. All right. Did you guys understand these things? We gave a perspective to AI with respect to iterations. So instead of saying, give me a polite answer, professional answer, concise answer, this time we tried with a new methodology. Look at it like a CEO, look at it like a student, look at it like a customer, look at it like my boss, look at it like my supervisor, look at it like my team member, look at it like somebody else. So this was giving perspectives. And every time, whenever we feel that whatever I think, AI is giving me the similar answer, or I am probably thinking very nicely and AI is giving me exactly the same answers, we just give something like this and bring everything back to reality. All right, we are all at the same page now. Give me a yes if we all are on the same page.
Nikki, a quick question.
Yep.
So if I start writing this, do not sugarcoat your answers every time I give a prompt, then
Not every
will
time.
the
Not
will
every
the
time.
LLM not I
Not
don't
every
have to
time.
do that, right? It will
Not
start
every time.
understanding that I need answers without sugarcoating always,
Correct.
right?
So when you come down to an output which you believe is decent enough to go ahead, try to put something like this so that you get a different perspective also. Does that make sense?
Yep,
Hello?
does.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Another important thing, as I said, we will put it as a setting in ChatGPT. So in ChatGPT, there is an option where you are able to define that, this is something which you have to always consider whenever you answer me. Over there also, we put something like this. So then you don't need to do this. It will automatically get that data from there.
That makes sense.
right?
Understood.
So both the options are available. But anytime where you feel that, I have reached a point where it is really good according to me, try to put something like this so that you get an opinion which is probably a devil's advocate also, and then you can reason it in your head, because reviewing eventually is your job. AI, whenever you give an output of an AI to somebody else, that is where AI's job is completely done and you are responsible from there on. This is the most important thing to understand. Whenever I take an output from AI and hand it over to something else or somebody else, that is where AI's responsibility is over. That is where my responsibility comes in. So I'll have to review it myself. All right. So I'll just move to the updated optimum prompt structure. The first few sets remain the same. Your intent remains the same. Your context remains the same. Format and structure remain the same. Role remains the same. In iterate, you are adding a concept of review. So you can also say be polite, be concise, be professional, then say, will my supervisor like it? Will my CEO like it? Will somebody else like it? So you can iterate and review at the same time. Is this clear? This single slide? Because this is the basis to how you interact with AI and be 80-90% better than everybody else. All right. We are all on the same page. You guys understand this. We have intent, we have context. Intent is what you do. Context is what is the situation all about. Why I'm doing this. How do I build it and how the output should look like is your structure and format. Role is who is writing it. Iterate is to, point by point or in multiple phases, try to fine tune the output, and review is have it looked at by somebody else's eyes. Maybe a CEO, maybe your colleague, maybe a junior, maybe a senior, whoever is relevant in that situation. Okay. Now, I understand that what happens is not all the time you will be able to do everything. So there will be cases you might not be able to, provide a structure because you don't have an understanding how the structure should be. So you want to experiment with 2, 3 different structures. You want to see it on the UI or on the screen, how this looks, how that looks, right? Or maybe sometimes you are not able to figure out a role that whether an editor of Times of India should write something like this, or Elon Musk should write something like this, or let's say somebody who is very good at on LinkedIn should write something like this, right? So structure and role contribute to 20 to 30% of your output. Your intent, context, and iteration and review contribute to 70 to 80% of an output. So if you want to trim down something, okay, in your prompt, when you are giving a prompt to AI so that you get an output, okay, make sure you don't trim ICI, which is your intent, context, and iteration. You can trim down role, you can trim down the structure and format, because AI can generate multiple structures. AI can generate multiple formats as an output also. Okay, and you will be able to see A and B and compare which one looks better. Role you can use in iteration also. Once AI gives you output, you can say, now rewrite this as if you are editor of Times of India. Does this make sense? Let's say I am from marketing team. I am writing something. I want to write a small article of 200 words. I give an intent. I give a good context. All right. I give it and I get an output. Now I can say, think you are editor. Since last 20 years, you have been an editor of Times of India. You have spoken to all the biggest personalities in the country. Now, can you rewrite this article? That can be your iteration also. All right. So whenever you want to drop something from this structure, try to not drop intent, context, and iteration. It's okay if you remove format or structure. It's okay if you remove role. The other three, try to always implement. Does this make sense? Is this okay for everyone? Give me an okay or a thumbs up on the chat if you feel you have understood this. Very nice. I see some reactions. I see okays and thumbs up in chat also. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. We'll share this PPT anyway. So this will remain with you. Okay. And you will see all the examples. You can try these with multiple. We'll also send you some, examples of data sets, type of, summaries, prompts which you have to put in, and the suggestive prompt below that also. All right. Now I'll just talk about two concepts very briefly, and this will, give you an understanding of, how AI operates with respect to prompting. So there is something called as zero shot. Zero shot is that you don't give AI an example. When I don't, so when we said create a LinkedIn prompt in our previous exercise, we did not give any example, right? That is zero shot. Zero shot means AI doesn't have any example from you, and it is guessing based all the examples that it already has. Okay. Few shot is something which Shreya said few minutes back. She tries to give an example in the question itself, that I want to write a LinkedIn post, take these two examples and create something like this. Then AI, it suppresses its creativity and tries to align the output which is similar to the examples that you give. Do you understand these two concepts? Zero shot means you are giving no examples. AI is assuming being creative and creating an output. Few shot means you are giving an example or maybe 2, 3 examples, and AI is trying to align the output similar to those examples. Is this clear? Shreya, does this answer your question earlier, which you were talking about,
Yes.
where you try to give it an example, right?
Yeah.
So that is called
Now
as
it
few
makes
shot
sense.
prompting, where you try to give it an image, you try to give it a text saying, I saw these 2, 3 LinkedIn posts. I want to create something similar, and this is what I want. Okay, I want an opinion at the end. I want a question at the end. Then you do iterative prompting like, will my CEO like it? Will somebody else like it? That is your few shot. And what we did earlier was zero shot. We did not give it any example. All we did was we said we want to create a LinkedIn post. All right. So in zero shot, AI would guess it. In few shot, AI will follow it, your pattern, and not do anything creative. Okay. So what we have done is, we have done a few exercises. We will send these exercises to you. Nothing to worry. All right. So what we do in this case is we give this input to AI. All right. And we try to generate output, which is, something where we communicate the delay about our project. Okay. We communicate our delay of our project and give it to the team member saying that we are delayed by 2 days, 3 days, but we are resolving it, etc., etc. So what we can do is I will share all these things with you. You can take this as an exercise. Instead, we will probably, complete this and take a couple of questions if you guys have, right? Okay. Few shot basically means giving examples. So if you don't like what AI is writing for you, it is better that you show it what a good output would look like and give it an example. Does this make sense? If you as a person who is prompting does not like what AI is giving you as an output, show it an example, give it what a good example looks like. AI will automatically move to your example kind of a format. Does this make sense? This is a very important line, because this single line, if you understand, you will understand what is a few shot method and what is a zero shot method. Zero shot is when AI is writing, few shot is when you are saying this is what I want. Example. All right. Now, one single question. All right. Can you guys confidently say, I can now take any task and use this method which we just learned today and get a better result using AI? Answer is either a yes or a no, right? I see a lot of yeses. That is very good to see and hear. I see a lot of thumbs up in reactions. That is good. Very nice. I see a lot of yeses, right? So this is what the expectation of this session from our end was, right? That whether all the people who are joining us, who are giving us that valuable 1.5 hours of their time, right? At the end of the session, can they proudly say, I can now take any task and make sure that I get a better result using AI? If the answer is yes, which we probably see now, I think we have decently done the job, and all the feedback is always welcome. So now what we can do, Shreya, is probably take a couple of questions.
Yeah.
All right. And then we can also, share across these PPTs and prompts like these, as I said, along with some sample data. It's good to see all the yeses in the chat and
Yeah.
also reactions.
Yes. A lot of yeses. Great. I think all of you have, taken all the good parts from the session. But are there any questions, any conflicts? I know
So,
there are some people who would have used AI tools to the
correct.
extent that they can come and, teach us. But these are baby steps that we're taking towards a
Right.
larger goal, right? So please drop in your questions if there's anything that you would want
So
us
there
to
was
take
one
up.
question earlier.
Yeah.
Let's pick that up also, right? I think somebody has had asked. I think it was Sarika Som, right? That
Yes, yes, yes.
dependency, right? So what
Yeah.
happens is, if you actually, analyze maybe 1 or 2 months of your work which you did in the last 2 months, 3 months, right? You will
Mm.
realize there are certain tasks which are so repetitive that you yourself have to do it because they are part of the job, but at the same time you don't enjoy too much doing them. So it is logical to use a lot of AI and solve that repetitive task, all right, so that you move to a set of tasks which require more human judgment. If you actually look at the video or the documents which we shared in the previous session, okay, you would see that we have categorized all the tasks in repetitive, judgment heavy, risk heavy, and strategy. Okay, if there is a repetitive task, it is better that AI does it, all right, and you spend more time on the judgment heavy, risk heavy, and the strategic task. So dependency is something which you can control, all right. So you can probably control and ensure that dependency on AI is high on the task which is anyway monotonous and repetitive. But wherever judgment is required, it is better that we take an output from AI, put our judgment, and then review it and move it ahead. All right. I hope that answers your question. So we are the people who will decide whether dependency on AI will be high on which kind of task. They ideally that should be on repetitive kind of task. If something involves a lot of risk, if something involves a lot of judgment, make sure that we are not fully dependent on AI, but using our own judgment there. Okay. Anybody else has any other question?
Prompt for operations, somebody's asking.
Yeah. So I'll share that prompt for operations. So we'll move to this session. What I'll do, Shreya, I'll
Hmm.
add that this particular example I'll add for operations also.
Sure.
Okay, and I'll share it in the PPT. Okay.
Perfect.
So in
We'll
in
upload
case of
that.
operations,
Yeah.
generally, when we talk about inventory related things, when we talk about, I'll
Hmm.
add something around those, and we will put that
Great.
in
Okay.
this session. Yeah.
So, with in addition to this, we've also added a lot of playbooks around prompts,
Yes. Yes.
and we've added a lot of courses on that under Sky Academy. You will be able to get that under browse section. You will have Sky Academy, and then there is a webinar domain. Just click that. You will have all the recordings, all the tasks and resources under the webinar, and of course under AI. So go check that out. All sessions will be added. Yes. How do you get today and previous sessions PPT? Same way, Durga. You can just access Sky Academy on your LXP. If there's anything that you face a problem with, please go ahead and contact your admins, or you can write to customer support at skillscarvan.com. Okay. Any questions? I think we're right on time. We
Yeah.
started sharp at 4. We're sharp at 5:30. I think
Yeah, we'll
everything is
share the
good.
links for the prompts. I think PPT would
Yes.
be shared, so automatically you will get all
Yeah, yeah.
the links too.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.